raw food is much better than cooked food. There's no question. No one can prove that cooking a food makes it better. I'll say this in vegetables, if you lightly steam them, you break down the cellulose, and yes, they're more palatable, but now wait a minute. If we have to do that, is that not meaning that that food wasn't good for us in the first place? Because if you can't eat it raw, then why waste your time? In today's world, those that don't understand the raw food argument, they're way back in the darkness, because there's no argument versus raw versus cooked. Cooked is a destroyed food, and you can go into that. It's already been gone into. Enzymes are destroyed, waters are soiled, oil solubles are coagulated. I mean, you can go all into what happens when you cook foods. I mean, these are obvious physics and chemistry. If you don't understand that as the public, then it's too bad, because that's easy to explain to someone. As a light giver of yourselves, it's easy for you guys to explain why raw is better than cooked. That's easy. So that's a given, that you have to change your nutrition, your ingestion. And what people don't understand is that when we introduce heat to a food, we break these magnetic bonds that God set for all this chemistry to work properly. And most animals just eat without thinking. We tear this apart. We destroy that food by cooking it, because cooking destroys. Look, when you heat something, how you change the molecular structure. And if you're one of those people that think we can cook food, it makes it better than what God did, I think you're delusional. Because it is a proven fact that raw is energetically way above cooked. Matter of fact, magnetically, I have that in my book to show you that when you cook, say, broccoli, you're lucky to keep it at around 1,200 angstroms or 1,200 units of magnetic energy, as opposed to the counterpart raw, which is about 9,000. Energy is everything, because again, we're looking at this fluctuation of magnetic energy. We could say spiritually, we're looking at states of consciousness. Because I'll give a good example of that. Look at tomatoes. Tomatoes are pretty acidic, but you can eat them raw fairly good. Cook them though, and they're so acidic it takes the aluminum right out of the pan. So you have to understand that when you cook, the ash, the byproducts of what you cook is what you look at in pH factors. So when you look at the ash of cooked tomatoes, holy crap, very, very acidic to the counterpart raw. And cooking creates a more of acidic ash. And if you look at the typical diet of man through millenniums, you've seen high proteins and you've seen cooked dead foods, particularly in northern environments. A lot of people like her write me letters and don't understand the issue that man is a tropical species. Go back now, we can go back 44 million years ago and show that a human, upright, bipedal walking female was a tropical species. And National Geographic has admitted the Homo sapien is originally a tropical species. Sure, we migrated, sure, we've adapted. If you take a look at man's health right now, it'll show you how well we've adapted to meat eating and cooked foods. Cancer is out of 5 people, 4 have it right now. Look at the amount of babies dying, and look at the amount of kidney failure, look at the amount of this. You can't look at anything but your diet. You can look at your stressors, you can look at the toxic chemistry from pollution, absolutely you can look at those factors, absolutely. What you eat, what you drink, what you breathe, and what you put on your skin. You know, when you shift from cooked to raw, or vice versa, there's a major energy shift. You can feel it in yourself, and especially when you get real up on fruit. There's a major energy shift from the fruit level to the vegetable level to the cooked level. I mean major, and you can feel the shift changes of energy. Because the primates, the frugivores, and the herbivores are designed for dead tissue, not designed for cooked. No animal's designed for dead foods, that's for sure. It's easy to see in clinical practice what raw foods do to people. And nowhere are you going to find cooked foods better than raw foods. Only when you're detoxing too rapidly and you want to slow it down, or you want the body to stop healing itself, then eat cooked food, because it's dead.